Hi class, you've officially made it through week 1. Yay, congratulations, you only have 3 more weeks to go. Looking into week 2, if you click under Learning Modules, you'll see a folder, Unit 2. Here you're going to see supplements for your chapter readings in the form of PDF. They were PowerPoints converted to PDFs. This will help expand and highlight the important concepts throughout the chapters. Next, you're going to see a link for Chapter 6 Nonverbal Communication videos. When you click on that, you're going to see this Nonverbal Communication Chapter 6 from Interplay videos. They span in time from about 40 seconds to about 4 minutes. The longest one is down here at the bottom. It's Amy Cuddy's TED Talk on the importance of how body language can shape how you actually feel about yourself. It's a very interesting TED Talk. I would recommend you allow time for that. You're going to need to watch these videos in order to complete discussion posts too. Your prompts for the discussions can be found if you click the left-hand discussion menu link and then scroll down to the appropriate forum. Here you'll see that discussion post 1 and 2 are due on Thursday, January 11th. Next, I want to talk about the group assignment. As of now, you should be collaborating with your group on the group presentation and PowerPoint recording. Some of the groups have been concerned because they've been reaching out to individuals who haven't been responsive. It is each individual's responsibility to make sure that they're communicating with their group in a timely manner in order to get this project done. No one should be carrying the full load of this project. It's a group assignment. So this is an opportunity for you to collaborate and each come in and do something that was designated by your group. All right. But today I want to talk about as well, you will be choosing your topic for your research and oral presentation, which is an informative speech. So let's talk about that a little bit. Some people, when they're choosing their informative speech topic, look a little bit like Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone. So some things to look at before selecting your topic: the assignment. Look at the assignment specifications. The audience, look at your knowledge and interests, and then look at the speech context. This will help you decide what your topic is going to look like. Next, look at the purpose. The purpose for a persuasive speech is to persuade. Informative speech is to inform. You are purely trying to inform your audience of a subject. You are not telling your audience that one way is better or one way is worse. You're not trying to convey on them any kind of our biases that we have towards any certain topic, which are normal to have, but those belong more in a persuasive speech when you're trying to persuade the audience that one way is better than the other. Last, you have special occasions to entertain and celebrate. Those types of speeches are mostly at weddings. Some of you have had to do toasts before. All right, so as we said, informative, you're teaching your audience or giving the information to your audience. So look at the general purpose that we just discussed. Look at the intended audience. You want to have in your speech who the intended audience is to. Some people make the mistake of including everyone into their speech topic, and this really isn't right, because you, in a 4 to 6 minute speech, you do not have the time to address everyone. The points that you make to, let's say, a group of senior citizens are going to be much different than the main points that you make to a group of college students, because what's important to them or to one set of people is going to be different than another set of people. There are no ands allowed, and that is again because of the time requirements. Take out the and. There's no time for that. Next, look at the objective of your speech. In a thesis statement, is a thesis one sentence that summarizes your entire speech, or one sentence that lists your main points? Hopefully you've chosen one sentence that summarizes your entire speech. And that's because one sentence that lists your entire main points would be entirely ridiculous. It's too much in there. Your thesis is just one good summary of your speech. If somebody asks you what speech you're doing, you should be able to recite that as your thesis. Once you have selected your topic, you're going to get started on doing your research. Remember that to let the research guide your main points, and be aware of plagiarism. So the best way I can say to counteract plagiarism is to keep a running list of reference pages. Even if you haven't APA cited them yet, make sure that you have a running list so you don't accidentally plagiarize. Okay, so if you still need help finding a topic, you have by now watched this video that was posted under the assignment folder. So hopefully that helped a little bit. All right, the criteria for finding a good topic: make sure you find a topic that interests you, something you already have a little bit of knowledge on. Make sure it's relevant to your audience. If you're choosing something like saving for retirement, now all of your college group audience is going to be very interested in that. Make sure it's interesting to them. The audience is the star of your speech. Make sure you are also tailoring it to them. Make sure it's appropriate for the time, place, and occasion of the speech. So you can choose something like a place speech, where we are. Some of you have already incorporated San Diego. That's great. People love that. A college speech. We're all have that common ground. We're all college students in this audience. So, well, not me, but your audience is. There are going to be college students. So make sure that really it's about them. You can also choose a current event that's happening. Your object in this speech is to make sure that you highlight why we're similar versus highlighting why we're different. If you still can't find someone, here's some additional resources. You can ask those you know to help you find a topic. Ask a librarian for help. Librarian technicians go to school for 4 years to get their bachelor's degree, and often beyond, to look into research. They know their stuff. You can also look for hot topic links. I have no problem with you going to Google or going to these .edu sources to find informative speech topics, but make sure that it fits the qualifications. There are also a lot of very bad topics out there. Okay. So we'll get more into helping develop a topic a little bit later, but I want to play just a little game with you. So I want you to put yourself in my shoes for a minute. If you saw these informative speech topics, tell me, based on the information we just went over, would you approve or not approve these topics? The first one, differences between Mexican and Honduran culture. So hopefully you said that you would not approve this topic, and the reason being that there's that and in there. Covering Mexican and Honduran culture would be nearly impossible in 4 to 6 minutes unless you spoke at the speed of light or whatever. You spoke really, really fast. There's not time. These cultures are both so vast and have so many things going on inside of them. There's no hope for you to cover those thoroughly. So how can we change this topic? 3 differences between the Mexican and Honduran culture. So it still has that and in there, but you're specifying that you're only going to be talking on 3 differences. And thus you will make sure that you can get this in a 4 to 6 minute speech. What about this? Type 1 diabetes, how it can be treated. Approved. That's a good topic. It's specific, type 1 diabetes, and you're talking about the treatments for it. So, what about this one? Why you should do male gymnastics. Okay, this has a few problems in it. So first of all, it's a persuasive speech. Why you should do male gymnastics. You're persuading someone to do a certain sport. That belongs in a persuasive speech. Remember, the intent behind an informative speech is purely to inform. Next, it has a pronoun in it, the word you. We don't want to have pronouns in our thesis or title statements because first of all, it lends to coercion, and then second of all, it takes away from the broad spectrum of the audience. So take the pronouns out. Okay, so we could fix this, the evolution of male gymnastics in the 21st century. This way it becomes an informative speech topic. You're talking about the evolution of male gymnastics, how it's grown and how this sport has evolved throughout the 21st century. There's real data that you can get on there. Okay, what about this one? How to become a Disney park character. Perfect, approved. It has the words how to. You're explaining the process of something. All right. What about this? Each person in volleyball has its own duty and responsibility. It's okay, but it's not very summed up. How about this one? The duties and responsibilities of each person in an indoor and team volleyball. All right, I think you got it from there. So remember the topic is due on Wednesday by the end of the day. You can post it here in the discussion board under informative speech topic proposal. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with.